Meeting January 21st, 2025 as printed.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Woodley. I hear a second.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mabel. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? On the next business. Number 6, approve, disapprove Committee A report for February 3rd, 2025. Ms. Towns.
All right, Committee A meeting February 3rd, 25. All members with, present with Jordan DeLon available by phone. Under new business, presentation by AirMed Care Network, no action needed. Motion made by Kel Crane and seconded by Terry Hickey to set a pay in the amount of $25 per meeting for the grant committee with new line item number created. Roll call, all members in favor, and I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Denny, is that Mr. Woodley?
Yes.
Roll call, Ms. Lisa.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Madewell.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Kel Crane and seconded by Terry Hickey to allot up to $400 for signage at the Piney Convenience Center, 2 exits and 2 entrance signage. Roll call, all members in favor, and I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Ms. Denny and Mr. Woodley again. Roll call, please.
I got a
Michael
question
Chandler.
asked on that. Oh, what are you getting, what kind of signs you getting? I mean, plastic?
These are aluminum with painting. One's white and the other, white. One's red and the other one is green. Exit is red and entrance is green. We've got people coming from both directions there, and that's the purpose of it.
Well, I understand what you're saying, David. That's $400, and we have the prisoners over there, that make signs, state prison inmates. They can make them out of wood.
The
Probably
total was not actually $400. What was it was 200 and something,
200 and something.
but we didn't know if we needed other signage was why it said up to
And these are
400.
made out of aluminum, so you don't have to go back and paint them or get them to build them again. I mean, that's the purpose of
Longevity.
it there. Something that's gonna be durable that will withstand.
It's
I mean,
made
I
by
just want
somebody
that to
local,
be-
is it not?
Yes, it's made by, the fellow, he lives in Helltown over there.
I just want it to be known,
Yes.
next
Well,
time.
I didn't even think of them, or I wouldn't care a bit to. Plus, we need to find a contact out over there so that whenever we do need somebody that,
Well, that class is shut down right now that makes those signs, so we wouldn't have got them in a
couldn't have
hasty
got 'em
manner anyway.
then. But I mean, that's the purpose of the signs, is to get people going in the same direction, where we don't have a traffic jam or head-on collision between the two.
I understand, Mr. Sullivan.
Any other questions? Roll call, Ms. Lisa.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Madewell.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
No.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Kel Crane, seconded by Terry Hodge to move $8,000 from 101-39,000 to 101-54-210, 410 for custodial supplies. Roll call, all members in favor. And this is for the jail. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Anybody have any questions? Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler. Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hickey. Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Madewell.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley,
Yes.
Kell Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Kell Crane, seconded by Terry Hickey to cover an extra 12-hour shift employee every fourth shift as needed to cover second ambulance. Highest expected cost would be $6,300 and when possible filled by paramedic. Roll call, all members in favor. And this is, just to let everybody know, Tawana is not gonna be available to cover a backup truck for every fourth shift because her husband will be at work and she won't have any childcare due to some family care issues and illnesses. So that's why we're having to do this for this expected amount of time. And I'll make that in form of a motion.
Kenny makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Woodley again. Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler. Yes. Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maple,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley,
Yes.
Kell Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Kell Crane, seconded by Terry Hodge, to approve the bid of $6,580 from the King of Spray Foam Installation for ambulance service. Roll call, all members in favor. This was for the evaluation completed by Caney Fork, found that we needed, installation of a R38. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Who was that?
Hodges.
Hodges.
This the only bid we got. Is this the only bid we got?
We put it out for bids, that's the only bid we got. We also, I called for regular pad insulation, which would be going over the top. They might have maybe a R15 in there now. That's all they have, and for their ambulances there, they needed higher temperature, so the cost of the heating and cooling, well, heating more than cooling, I guess, but this was the only one that we had from this fellow here. But this same fellow, and I'm not pushing his business either, but sent him to a house to give them a bid this weekend on about a 3,000 square foot house. Two other companies had come there. Their bid was like 21 and 23,000, and he's gonna do it for 15. So it's the same fellow that done our convenience center, the spray out there for it.
Could we not buy the supplies and have maintenance put it in and save us the cost of labor?
Well, the thing, you can. I don't know what the cost would be, but I can tell you there's some wiring up there that's, when you go to repair it, you're gonna have to pull all those bats out. This way it's physical where people can see it. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be a coming issue in the future. Well, matter of fact, I put a plug in for them the other day, and you know what I'm saying? That's when we found some issues there that, in time, and it's not from anything we've done, you know what I'm saying, that other people have worked on things that it's gonna have to have attention. If you put the bats in there, or loose, either one, trying to find something in the loose is very challenging.
Anybody have any other questions? Do a roll call on this, please.
Michael Chandler, Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maple,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley,
No.
Kell Crane.
Yes.
Next was, Tawana wanted to make a formal mention that, there were donated recliners by Larry Keith Clendenin and Mark and Stacy Brewer. The donations saved Van Buren County thousands of dollars to replace the current almost unusable furniture. Under old business, new ambulance arrived, in Van Buren County and was being prepared for service. And then meeting adjourned. Motion made by Terry Hodges and seconded by Terry Hickey. All members in favor. And then we proceeded to go to the EMS station for a walkthrough. That's all I got on that one.
All right, move on to item number 3 of the agenda, or excuse me, item number 7 of the agenda, Committee B report for February 4th, 2025. Mr. Mabel.
All right, so we met February 4th, 2025. All members were present. First item, we discussed potential property for industrial site behind Acumont Factory. Only action we took is, we scheduled to meet at the property on February 8th, 2025. Second line item of business, we, speed limit sign on Stony Mountain Point Road. A motion was made by Michael Woodley to post 25-mile-an-hour speed limit on Stony Mountain Road. Was seconded by Michael Chandler, and all members were in favor. I'd like to set that in form of a motion to vote on that. Speed limit sign set at 25 miles an hour on Stony Mountain Point Road.
I'll second.
Second. All members in favor? Any opposed?
It's old business, Randy Oakes, our road superintendent, met with Committee B about widening Brock Lane. See, the road could be widened to 16 feet. See, the road could be widened to 16 feet, but 19 feet would not be feasible. Mr. Oakes said that, as of now, it is not in the budget to widen Brock Lane. He will report back to committee after he's able to do his budget. Questions on that? All right, and Michael Woodley made a motion to adjourn meeting, seconded by Michael Chandler. All members are in favor.
All right, line 8, Committee A report for March 3rd, 2025. Ms. Tabitha?
All right, Committee A meeting met March 3rd, 2025, all members present. Agenda, motion made by Terry Hickey, seconded by Kel Crane to approve solid waste 10-year plan and annual progress report that was presented by Lisa Luck. All members in favor. I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Woodley. Does anybody have any questions on what this is and why?
Just want to
It
explain.
won't go up on us, right?
Do what?
Didn't we sign that in the other day?
Oh, a contract with the company, yeah, this is different, this is with the state.
Makes us eligible for grants.
Yeah, it makes us eligible for grants, the possibility, hopefully, a lot of grants.
But anytime we can change if we need to.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it, it's a plan, not a.
It's not set in stone.
We gotta do that tonight, and Carolyn told you you had signed it, but it's actually in.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was just the chairman of the commission, but whatever. I'll sign.
We do roll call on this? Since it's- yeah. Roll call, please, Ms. Lisa.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Mabel.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Kel Crane, seconded by Terry Hodges to move $2,011.23 from 101-44-170 to line item 101-54-110-187 for Sheriff's Department overtime. Roll call, all members in favor. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
That was a grant. It was a reimbursement for,
Reimbursement. grant.
so it's not us paying actual overtime, it was a reimbursement from.
Ms. Denny and Mr. Woodley, roll call.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Mabel.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Jordan DeLon, seconded by Terry Hickey to move $5,915 from line 101-39,000 to line 101-54-210-499 for other supplies and materials for TCI grant. Roll call, all members in favor. I'll also make that in the form of a motion. I skip one.
You skipped the line, but we'll go with that line.
I'll go back. Sorry.
Ms. Denny made the motion,
I'll second it.
seconded by Mr. Hodges. Anybody have any questions? Roll call.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Maple.
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
Motion made by Terry Hodges, seconded by Kel Crane to move $500 from line 101-39,000 to line 101-51-220-191 to cover beer board meetings. Roll call with all members in favor, and I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Woodley? Anybody have any questions? Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maple,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
Next was motion made by Terry Hickey, seconded by Kel Crane to approve Joe Chandler's at 51 Feed Store Road to be excluded from the solid waste sanitation fee. All members in favor. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All members in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed.
Next, motion made by Terry Hickey, seconded by Terry Hodges to move $2,193 from 101-39,000 to 101-58-400-506 to cover overcharges for liability insurance, and $547 from 101-39,000 to 101-58-400-513 to cover overcharges for workman's comp insurance. That's a total of $2,740. Roll call with all members in favor. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maple,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Jordan DeLon, seconded by Terry Hodges to accept the bid of $88,500 for skylights and repairs for the jail. Roll call, Terry Hickey, Terry Hodges, Jordan DeLon, and Tabitha Denny voted yes. Kel Crane abstained. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Where are we at on getting any of that money back? I mean,
We had to have a price bid out and the work started before we can do anything as far as trying to get those funds back, was my understanding, correct?
Correct. We have agreed on a mediator with their attorney, Howard Vogel from Knoxville, who does a lot of construction mediation. And we're just waiting on a date for that. We've already engaged him. He's agreed to do that.
what are your thoughts, Howard?
I'm sorry.
What are your thoughts?
We're in the right. We're entitled to recover our losses and damages, and they seem to grow and grow every year. So I've always felt that way. Really hard to defend what they've done from their standpoint, from the design standpoint and the installation standpoint as well.
Anybody have any questions?
Is this the guy that we was Committee B when we met? He's gonna come and
Yes,
talk
it
to
is.
us about it?
Right back here in the back.
Is it okay to take
Yeah.
They were, Committee B was asking him to be here for questions there, so
Go ahead and knock it out.
is it okay for him to
Yeah,
step in at this time? Because it'd be hard to vote and then come back to him later.
yeah.
We all got.
Okay, you're a licensed contractor?
Yes, sir.
You are?
Yep.
Have you looked at the job and everything?
Yes, sir.
What constitutes $88,000?
It's 31 skylights. There's a lot of exposure on the job. The units themselves are very expensive. I'll have 2 pieces of equipment. That even includes the interior work as well, barring any structural issues that we uncover when I tear everything out. That's patching and replacing all the drywall that's damaged, repainting everything on the inside, and the removal and replacement of the skylights themselves with the appropriate wind-rated ones.
You have an itemized report prepared at some point with what everything is gonna cost?
I just have that bid that I prepared already, but I could break it down further if need be. But like I said, that covers everything from removal, disposal, installation of the new ones. Like I said, repairing the insides, the labor on the insides, material and all. Like I said, barring anything structural, but other than that, that should get you guys ship shape.
I don't know if everybody understands, but when they was put in, they wasn't put in to specs on the wind rating.
Yes,
And
these
that's why
ones-
we're having problems out of them.
Yes, and
Just
these
so
ones
everybody
are
out there knows.
120 mile an hour wind rated like I was asked to price. And other than that, they're kind of cookie cutter, to be honest. Other than the globe they install inside them, everything else is kind of the same.
Okay, what's the guarantee on these? I mean,
You have a manufacturers, they carry a lifetime warranty on any manufacturer defects as far as like glass failure and things of that nature. If like the glass was to decompose over time faster than it was supposed to, that doesn't cover like, obviously like if a limb hits it and things like that, that would be more of an insurance purpose. But I mean, you're gonna also have a labor warranty on my end for X amount of time. And then, like I said, manufacturers have to cover any type of window or glass, they have to cover the glass itself for basically ever on manufacturer defects. So as long as your glass doesn't fail over time, those things really don't tend to leak. It's actually kind of an oddity that those ones did. Most of the places that I spoke with, those ones were actually, other than the wind rating, like those were decent units. So like I said, other than just glass failure itself, most of the time those things are pretty rock solid for a long time.
The 120s were what was in the specs. Those are
Yes.
50s, correct?
I don't remember what those ones were, but I was asked to price 120s, yes ma'am.
What happened, no, what happened there, when they were spec'd out, they were spec'd out as 50-mile-an-hour winds. This area up here, according to another engineer, which he has the stuff to prove it with, the wind rating should have been 120 for this area. So they were not stout enough to start with whenever they were bid out there.
have you put these in other jails, I mean, Squatchy or blood salt jail?
Not these jails, no, sir. I put skylights in, not that exact curb style, but I put thousands of windows and glass packs in over the last 5 years for sure.
That's what you do for a living?
Glass mainly, yes, sir.
Anything cheaper than $88,000?
For residential stuff, yeah. But commercial-wise, no, sir. I mean, it's hard to get the products. You have to ship the products here. They're gonna come crated and freighted. I mean, it's
We
a
actually
large
thought that
job.
88,000 was really cheap, because we expected in the
A
200s.
lot of money.
I mean,
That's why they're leaking, because they went to cheap ones.
31. And what we looked up online, they were 9,000 each.
yeah,
So that's why whenever we saw 88,000, I was actually shocked that it was that cheap.
well, you're getting a little bit of a deal with me. I'm semi-local. I'm small. I'm not a huge corporation. I'm not gonna hire 6 men. I'm not gonna bring in 5 trucks and a whole lot of stuff into y'all's thing. So where I get to make some money, y'all get to save some money as well, because you're not paying for all that extra overhead. It should take me probably 6 weeks to get them here, maybe 5. Once they're on site, I'll be here the day they deliver, because I want to see everything come off and make sure everything's in good shape. And then once they're here, I'd like to see them on and installed in a week, because I don't want them camped out back here just waiting. Once they arrive, it is an expensive product. It needs to get where it belongs immediately. It should take around a week to get the tops done, barring any issues, once we start to remove, as long as nothing is structurally damaged under the lights themselves on the curbs that come up on the roof. So barring any of that, about a week. When they ship, I should get a ship date, and I will give you guys that following week, most likely immediately. I'll have to come in and I'll have to unload them. I'll have to globe them. I'll have to put the glass in the frames, and then I'll have to get them on the roof. But I intend on, they're not gonna sit here. I can't afford to let them sit here. They're too expensive. They have to get on the roof. So you guys could possibly, if we got this thing rolling, I mean, you're looking at, they could possibly be installed in as little as 6 weeks if they come fast. But I would imagine within 8, if we get the ball rolling, you guys will have your tops on. I may not be done with the insides because I'll have to work with the jail staff and work around all of that kind of stuff. But as far as getting you guys sealed up, we could have you guys sealed up within 2 months pretty easy. Maybe faster. I just don't like promising until I get a date that says they're coming. I don't want to tell you guys for sure we can be here on this day. But then I can deal with any one of you guys that you appoint to be my contact, and we'll be on the same page as soon as everything gets ordered, shipped, and all that good jazz.
You have any idea what it's gonna cost for the damage that's already done?
On the inside, that quote includes your insides being patched and painted, as long as there's no structural damage behind the drywall, which I don't think there is. And the reason I don't think there is because where everything in those holes going up is so vertical, I assume most of your water came down over the last few years. I don't think it's been camping up there very much. So hopefully we can just remove damaged drywall, put drywall back, re-mud and paint, and you guys will be done on the insides. And that quote covers all of that other than anything structural.
So you want half of it up front?
Yes, sir, to man the job and to buy all the stuff.
I mean, basically, if you go through the jail right now, there's buckets in the cells.
Tarps on the ceiling.
And it's been like that for some time, and more damage happening to the ceilings, so. And we gotta get it fixed and to even try to get our money back.
Yeah, that's fine.
Make a motion to approve it.
Tabitha's already made a motion.
I already made the motion.
second
You
it.
second it?
Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Mabel.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kel Crane.
I'm gonna abstain.
Next, motion made by Terry Hickey, seconded by Terry Hodge to move $58,468 from 101,39,000 to line item 101,54,110,718 to purchase a 2025 Ford Interceptors SUV for the Sheriff's Department. Roll call with all members in favor. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Well, the sheriff gonna talk about the car or what?
He can if anybody has any questions.
Come on up. I mean,
I guess Kenny-
$58,000.
Kenny's got a question.
What do you like to know, sir?
What kind is it? What make, model?
It's a 2025 Ford SUV. It's the same, just a new model, new year model of the SUVs that we use for patrol. This includes all of the emergency equipment, the cage for the prisoner transport, all the emergency lights, siren, the console. We have the radio. We'll move the radio from the old car into the new car, and this will have the radar. So the only thing that we'll do with this car when we get it is drop our radio into it, and then I'll make an appointment to have it striped with the folks that we use in Sparta. That usually costs us between $300 and $500.
Is this gonna be your personal car?
No, no. No, so I don't know if you guys remember, but whenever 2.5 years ago we started, we had 2 patrol cars on the road. And so we have been able to purchase 6 patrol cars with grants that cost the county $0. And this is the plan to replace the old cars as they are mileaging out. So we've got cars that are approaching 150,000, these older cars, and the intent is to kind of get a rotation program in place so that Van Buren County, whoever's serving as your sheriff, so they don't find himself in the same spot of having 2 vehicles to drive 24/7. So right now, every deputy that we have, which we're fully staffed, every deputy has a personal vehicle. I keep up with the maintenance logs, the oil changes, the brakes, tire rotations and changes. So all of that's maintained by me. Every month I've got all the documentation over there. So it's really saved us in maintenance fees by not just wearing these cars teetotally out, having everybody responsible for their own unit. And this would bring one in, and we would move out from the patrol, the oldest one with the most miles, and then we would put this one on the road. And I mean, realistically, Van Buren County should be buying 1 or 2 patrol cars every year.
The oil change, is that coming from lifetime oil change?
No. We have the oil changes done in Van Buren County. So currently, all of our oil changes are done on site at the bus garage. Our oil changes and our brakes are done there. Our tires are mounted and balanced by the folks at Scenic Valley. And I just buy the supplies at the best price I can find them.
What is the oldest vehicle? What did you say it was again?
The oldest SUV I have is a 2020. I would like to move it into a transport position and take the person who's driving that one every day, just kind of rotate them down as used, who's traveling the least amount of miles.
Any other questions?
When do you expect to get this car, Michael?
Well, when I got the quote, of course, this quote is from Lonnie Cobb Ford in Henderson, Tennessee. There are 2 Ford dealerships that hold the state contracts. Lonnie Cobb in Henderson and Ford of Murfreesboro, which means you're going to get the same price from them because they got it on a state bid. It seems, in my experience, for over 10 years, it's easier to get them, faster to get them from Lonnie Cobb. They do the emergency lighting and equipment and upfitting there on site. When I got this quote from them, he told me that he had a parking lot full of 2025s. The only thing that'll stall us or hinder us in any way will be the fact that we only are buying 1. Other departments who are buying more probably will get their units in quicker. But I'd say no more than 2 months. That's historically looking at what they do.
That's all I have.
Okay.
Thank you.
A motion on the floor to approve.
I'll second.
Second. Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler? Jordan DeLong?
Yes.
Kathy Denny?
Yes.
Larry Hodges?
Yes.
Dusty Mabel?
Yes.
Kenny Smith?
Yes.
Tommy Frady?
Yes.
Michael Woodley?
Yes.
Cale Crane?
Yes.
Next, under new business, motion was made by Kel Crane, seconded by Jordan DeLon, to move $1,377 from 101,39,000 to 101,54,210,708 communication line item to purchase a UPS extended runtime battery pack for the jail. Roll call, all members in favor. And I'll make that in the form of a motion.
I'll second.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's supposed to run your security system, doors and everything.
But since then, Jay has come in, and he's gonna replace battery packs and
What's that projected amount? It's gonna be less.
Reword it, I guess, a little bit.
Works for me. I like saving money.
We need to reword it since it's not the actual PAC system itself. If you want to reword it?
So I guess I'm needing to reword, I'll make a motion to, move $1,377 from 101,39,000 to 101,54,210,708 to the communication line item for upgrade and repair of current, security systems and cameras. That work?
A second.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler?
Yes.
Jordan DeLong?
Yes.
Tabitha Denny?
Yes.
Terry Hodges?
Yes.
Dusty Maybell?
Yes.
Kenny Smith?
Yes.
Tommy Frady?
Yes.
Michael Woodley?
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Terry Hickey, seconded by Jordan DeLon to move $500 from 101,39,000 to 101,51,800, 101 Grant Committee. Roll call, all members in favor, and I'll make that in the form of a motion.
Here a second.
I'll second.
We have any questions before we move further? Roll call.
Michael Chandler? Jordan DeLong?
Yes.
Tabitha Denny?
Yes.
Terry Hodges?
Yes.
Dusty Maybell?
Yes.
Kenny Smith?
Yes.
Tommy Frady?
Yes.
Michael Woodley?
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes.
All right, next, motion made by Kel Crane, seconded by Jordan DeLon, to move school system funds as presented. Fund 141, 20,000 from 71,100, 449 to 207 medical insurance. 9,000 from 72,120, 701 to 131, 5,000. Medical personnel, 204, 2,500. State retirement, 201, 1,500. Social Security for a total of $9,000. $1,500 from 52,130, 322 to 499. Other supplies and materials. 700 from 72,130, 355 to 399. Other contracted services. 4,000 from 72,210, 129 to 189, other salaries and wages. 12,000 from 72,250, 471 to 138, instructional computer supply, personnel. 2,200 from 72,310, 513 to 191, board and committee members. 3,500 from 72,610, 434 to 502, building and contents, insurance. 27,400 from 76,100 to 72,130, 189, $20,000. Other salaries and wages, 201, $4,000. Social Security, 207, $1,000. Medical insurance, $1,200. Employer Medicare, $217, $1,200. Retirement hybrid, total of $27,400. That's a total of $80,300 from Fund 141. And I will make that all in the form of a motion. And this is just cleanup of school line items.
I'll second.
Anybody have any questions? Just don't have her repeat it? Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler. Yes. Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Maple.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Dale Crane.
Yes.
Next, motion made by Terry Hickey, seconded by Terry Hodge to move school system funds as presented. Fund 143, 4,000 from 73, 100, 710 to 105 supervisor, director. 5,000 from 73, 100, 336 to 165 cafeteria personnel. And that's a total of $9,000 from from Fund 143. And I will make that in the form of a motion.
What's that, I mean, what's this, what's it about? You're saying supervisor and director for $4,000?
That was where they, had to pay out, for, Mr. Copeland, and Katina is interim. They had to move more funds there to cover that.
Paid.
Yep.
Okay.
Any other questions? There, second.
I'll second.
Mr. Woodley, seconds. Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler. Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Maple.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Dale Crane.
Yes.
Old business, none, and then motion was made by Jordan DeLon, seconded by Terry Hodges to adjourn. All members in favor.
Moving on, line number 9, Committee B report for March 4th, 2025.
All right, Committee B met March 4th, 2025. All members present except Michael Woodley. First line item we discussed, again, the potential property for an industrial site behind Acumen. The only thing discussed is there's a TVA right away on that property. We just had some discussion about that. Nothing to be voted on. Second line item, approve, disapprove bid for skylight replacement. Since we've already did that, we'll pass that up. And then Michael Chandler made a motion to adjourn the meeting, seconded by Kenny. All were in favor. End of meeting.
Easy enough. Line number 10, approve, disapprove notary for Catherine Elizabeth Lee.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Woodley to approve,
I'll second.
second by Mr. Long. All members in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passed. Number 11, approve, disapprove notary for Caroline D. DeLone.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All members in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Number 12, approve, disapprove, remove Sky Distribution from solid waste fee on electric bill. You got a comment?
With this the building across the road there, and they've turned it into a warehouse unit.
I'll make a motion to deny.
What building is it now?
I don't know.
It's across the highway over here, where all
It
that.
still potentially have garbage out of it.
Yes, but I mean, anything that comes to us, we bring it to you, and
I'll make a motion to disapprove.
Do we have to do anything? I mean, do we even have to acknowledge it?
Yeah, since it's been requested, yeah.
I'll second, Mr. Woodley's motion to deny.
All members in favor on denying? Any opposed? Motion. Line number 13. Approve, disapprove quarterly report for the following: ambulance, clerk and master, highway department, school, solid waste, and the sheriff department. Got any questions or anything on that? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Woodley makes a motion.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. DeLong. All members, or you do a roll call, please.
Michael Chandler. Jordan DeLong.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Maple.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Kell Crane.
Yes. Got any old business, David?
Not that I'm,
Anybody have any old?
Malcolm, about the grant.
well, I was gonna bring it up under new business.
Oh, okay, okay, there you go.
Does anybody have any old business they want to bring up? Line 15, new business. I think we got several items.
We do have several. I'll take care of, well, speaking of the grants there, through the letter grant, there's a grant for $450,000 if we was to get it with a. Or solid waste, right, sorry, thank you. I told you you'd have to help me. But anyway, with that, it has a 20% fee that we have to pay for that,
Is it 20%?
20%. I thought it was 10, but this is actually 20. And so, and that, we could get a new truck and containers, compactors, all. We're still waiting, they still haven't sent us any information back on the price yet.
And that's including one for the Piney site, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that would be, well, we don't know what their price is yet. The total amount of, is $450. Maybe plus, what, 10% if they didn't, other people didn't take it.
Well, what it is, we would get, no, that was the point, the points. The grant's $450,000, but our county, because we're not a distressed county anymore, we would have to pay 20% of our cost, so it'd be $90,000. This is the grant Lisa Lux is going to be applying for us. But we have to get quotes of what we're gonna get and pictures, just like we did on the Piney Convenience Center, send it in. You know, trucks, it's a may be yes or no type of deal. It's just, it depends on what she actually submits.
What are the trucks running that you looked up?
Anywhere from 200 to 250 to 260,000.
One like we.
And it has to be a new, brand new truck.
And the one that like our newest truck, one like it out of Tampa, Florida?
Tampa, Florida.
Out of Tampa, Florida, it's $224,000. But containers, we don't know, we still haven't got a price back from them, and that was Wednesday or Monday or Wednesday of last week we sent, and they said they would get back with us, and they haven't yet. And it's the same one where we got the container for Fall Creek Falls. They are on the state bid.
Just certain dealers you gotta go through for the trucks?
You want to be, or you don't have to, like, there's a couple of that are on the state bid, but their prices are higher. RDK's where we got the last one, the newest garbage truck, you know, we leased it from them for a while and then bought it straight out, you know, after we had it. But they are the best price, RDK is the best price on it. We would still, if we chose that route, we would have to bid it out.
You don't have to, it's just, this is a place we bought from before, and it's,
No, if it's RDK, you do have to place the bid. You have to bid it out because they're not on state contract.
okay, I see what you're saying now.
That kind of price, I feel like when it needs to be bid out anyway. If we can't get a cheaper price on state.
Well, the other prices was a different, theirs was Mac and KW, Kenworth?
Kenworth,
Yeah, and their price is somewhere around 250.
250, 260, and
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
what
They-
was on the state contract.
Yeah. And talking to Steve, he said that he was well pleased with the Freightliner and that he would really suggest us to get one of those if we could.
We gotta wait for other numbers before we can go any further, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
she's
just-
not even completed the application yet.
No, I was just kind of, I
Hopefully
guess,
by the Monday of next month, the first Monday of the month for Committee A, we'd probably have something, hopefully.
I can't remember when the grant
The grant, I
closes.
think, don't start until even August, I think.
Might be a minute.
We wanted to be ready so that we didn't miss the deadline, and I just wanted to make you aware of it now so we could be thinking on it. And
Have we heard anything from the health department grant?
oh, yes, we did not get that. Got that one down. New health department, we did not get it.
What makes us a non-distressed county now? I feel pretty distressed.
They go by your property tax revenue. They look at the number of residents that you have versus your property tax, that's what throws you into distress.
Thanks.
I feel like we're still distressed, but evidently we're not.
Yeah,
I don't see
at
why.
risk, yeah. At risk.
Yeah, we're,
Yeah.
well, Warren County is distressed too. Grundy was, but I
think
think, I
Grundy
believe
still is,
Warren
too.
County was too, wasn't it? When it Warren, everybody pretty much around us
I don't
was.
think it was Warren. Warren ain't a
Was it-
distressed.
They don't look distressed. That so definitely looks distressed. They need some
All right,
roads.
let's get back on track. We got any more new business?
Hey, is the bank still gonna, they still sell us that land over there or not?
Well, I mean, that I can't answer. Well, I mean, because we didn't get the grant, you know, that was, was it so? Oh, okay.
Any other new business?
Yeah, we got,
Got several. Huh?
Amendments.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is for the local purpose tax fund 120. This was for Cedar Grove, pumper truck that had a claim back in 2024. They just now got it fixed. Steve Ross, they emailed us a check back in August of 2024 for $6,343.95. They sent me the invoice today, the pumper truck is repaired, so I need to write them a check to cover the difference on that. That check went into that revenue 49700 for $63,43.95, and I'm asking it to go into line 54310 to pay for this, repairs for the pumper truck.
I hear a motion. Second.
I'll second it.
I just seconds. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Jordan Long.
Yes.
Tabitha Denny.
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Mabel.
Yes.
Kenny Smith.
Yes.
Tommy Frady.
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Dale Crane.
Yes.
Ray, so she sent me back an email asking for, $28,050 to be moved from fund balance 39,000 into 55130,399 contract service for 5,000. 55130,510 trustee commission, $3,050. 55130,131 payroll, $20,000.
Do we know why?
Right now, her expenditures is like at 75% on the payroll.
Because of overtime?
That's not the overtime. That's not the overtime line item.
So when she budgeted, she just didn't budget enough in that line item. What about the contracted services?
I think that's more for like the AMB billing.
We really need to look at somebody besides A and B. We've been with them too long, and once you're with them too long, they do not acquire as many funds, and,
They don't bill insurance properly
I'm just
either.
gonna tell you that Warren County, every so many years, has switched, and when you switch, those companies try harder for you to get your business. Uh-huh. And, Warren County's revenues have went up in their EMS line item.
Well, she's on vacation this week, so I told her I'd bring this in front of the commission, so.
I will discuss that with her.
No worries there. I said no worries in that department.
Exactly. I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maple,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley,
Yes.
Gale Crane.
Yes.
Two, for 39,000 fund balance for $1,000 and to credit 54150,499 other supplies and materials.
Over a penny, sorry.
So drug fund 122 is monies that come to us through the court, that come into our drug fund from the work that we do. So that money can only be used for drug operations or drug investigations, or a few items can be purchased if they're non-reoccurring purchases. What we're doing with this $1,000 is what we done a few months ago with the $1,000 that we moved in. It's a drug operation, confidential work that we're doing, so we have to have money to make it work. So we just pull $1,000 at a time out of our money that we've been awarded from the court.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Roll call when you're ready.
Michael Chandler,
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Maple, Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley,
Yes.
Gale Crane.
Yes. Is that all you got, Heather?
I've got another here for the, oh, yes,
We're only limited to 3.
we gotta do this.
I'm kidding, go ahead.
This here, in your packet there, you will find for the Van Buren County Audit Committee. This is a process that we have to have done. If you have any questions, Ms. Lisa there can answer them for you there.
We met on December 20th.
We met with the department heads that had findings in the audit, and with any key personnel they brought to us. We went over all the findings and the remediation of those findings that they had suggested, and were also included in the audit report, and we agreed with all of those. We asked several questions, and they responded to all of those. So we were very confident that all of those would be, not an issue moving forward. Now, with that being said, I will have to say the school system had some findings, and then as soon as a new director of schools is appointed, I would like to just meet and just let them know what previous year's findings were, remediation. They probably already know that, but I just want them to have a heads up. Then we met in January to approve the minutes of that December meeting. Any questions?
Thank you, Ms. Coates. Approve the minutes.
Approve these minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes
I'll second.
as presented. Sorry.
Roll call, please.
Michael Chandler, Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges,
Yes.
Dusty Mabel, Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley,
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes. That's fine on me, David.
I'll let Mr. Howard probably explain this better. This is a resolution for,
What I'm passing around is a resolution. It's actually for the sheriff's department. It addresses unclaimed and abandoned vehicles that the sheriff's department has not necessarily confiscated or received in the normal course of their operations. And you'll see this resolution refers to a statute. I've attached a copy of the statute. It's 55-31-303. And it essentially authorizes the sale of motor vehicles in this situation at public auction. And so this resolution identifies the two vehicles, which are actually two motorcycles that we have. It authorizes the sheriff to go ahead and sell those two vehicles. It directs the disposition of the proceeds, and those dispositions goes to all the expenses the sheriff has incurred to date, including any publication or notice expenses he incurs. And if there's any additional money, it doesn't go back to whoever may have owned it in the past. It goes into a fund that the sheriff has to maintain to take care of future sales if those sales don't bring sufficient sums to pay the expenses that are being paid out of this sale. And it's a very simple resolution. Sheriff and I have talked about it. He feels like, and I feel like, that there should be a resolution authorizing that, a paper trail, so to speak. It can be done by resolution or done through a court order. He and I believed it would be more appropriate to bring it here to the county legislative body.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Mr. Chandler seconds. Roll call.
Michael Chandler.
Yes.
Jordan DeLong,
Yes.
Tabitha Denny,
Yes.
Terry Hodges.
Yes.
Dusty Mabel,
Yes.
Kenny Smith,
Yes.
Tommy Frady,
Yes.
Michael Woodley.
Yes.
Cale Crane.
Yes.
and my last one is just, I put your general information in your packet right there for the Van Buren County Historical and Heritage Museum. It's just information only, so.
Thank you.
Is this for the record or just information?
This is just information. It don't have to be, as far as I know, it does not have to go on record. Mr. David Cook sent this to me to hand out to you.
You got any, Mr. Binkley, you got any new business? Ms. Simmons?
I was asked to do a comparison of our revenues from administration took office to where we are today. So it's kind of like comparing oranges to apples because we're not through a full fiscal year yet. This is just information. From January 30th of 2022. In the first column of numbers, the second is at the end of that first fiscal year. And the third is where we were this current fiscal year at end February. So when we come into office, some of the highlights on top in our operating cash account was a little over 6 million. That has grown as of February over 9. So we're making progress. The second highlighted item is investments. There was 200,000. We have grown that to 2 million. So as you would say, a reserve fund, I guess. Okay. And then at the bottom was your funds, budgeted amount, September, end of fiscal year, current as of February. Some other noted items at the bottom, the 2023 property taxes, there'll be 1% to turn over to the clerk and master with approximately 38,000 total of uncollected. Currently, the 2024 tax year through February, there was 392 million approximately uncollected, which is right at 9%. It's pretty good for the end of the billing cycle.
392,000?
Yeah.
392,000, roughly, yes, right at 9%. They still have until March of '26 to pay those before they move down to the clerk and master. The other item was the trustee commissions and investments revenue from July to February, a little over 261,000 currently. And then we've added 27 new tax relief, making that approximately 260 something for the county to receive discounts on their property taxes. Any questions?
Thank you, ma'am. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
You got anything, Jess? Any new business for the jail? All right, good deal. We'll move on down to line 16, comments from the public.
Did anybody want to speak? Comments from the public?
All right, we'll move on. Sure you can. We won't hurt you.
Thank y'all for listening to me, but I don't know how much of this has gone through the county and got different several times, but if I understand it right, there's a trying to change a rule to change the distance from a church building or a gathering place to a package store from 1,500 feet to 500 feet. Now, I don't know how long in Van Buren County that's been 1,500 feet, but it appears to me that's worked pretty well so far. And based on a county the size of Van Buren, I thought about asking you fellas, I think there's a beer board here, I believe that's right, but I thought about asking you fellas how many package stores was in Van Buren County, but I really didn't want to embarrass anybody because I'm sure you're like me and you don't know. But it looks to me like in Van Buren County, if you're in a vehicle, almost everywhere in the county, if you wanted to go to a package store, you wouldn't have to drive over 7 or 8 minutes. And I can't understand why we need another package store. I don't understand why we need another place for these kids to buy things that they don't need. I just can't understand that. It looks like we have plenty of that. I would really appreciate it if you folks could see clearly to just simply leave that distance alone. I don't know why we need to change that. I realize that we don't have any industry up here to generate any tax money. I got that, or we don't have much to generate tax money. I understand that. But maybe if we took about half of our beer board people and put them on an industrial committee to bring some industry in here, maybe we wouldn't have to want some more package stores. And I want you to know now, you folks were put in the position you're in to do what's best for the people. And there ain't never a time to sell something that's wrong and try to make it right. That ain't never worked, and it won't never work. And you need to realize that I know I don't look like it, but I've got great-grandchildren, and I'd really appreciate it if you just make it as hard as you can for them to find anything of that nature to put in their bodies. People shouldn't put something in their body that causes their thinking a problem. And that's all these kind of things do. And I just want you to know that I would appreciate it if you could see clearly to leave that particular rule just like it is. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Bolden. I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
We need a motion to keep that exactly the way it is?
Motion on the floor to adjourn.
I'll second.
Hold on, Jay has a
We have a request on Facebook, they're wanting
restaurant wanting a beer license.
Right.
Was my understanding.
Do you have any more questions? Jay?
Yes, that's all.
Motion still on the floor?
Same motion.
Same motion.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Goodbye.